right, I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Hector Sanchez. How are you?
Good, man. Good to be here.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, too. I see you got your Cabal shirt.
Yeah, this is Michelangelo's. He was handing out last year at EVO. So I got one of these for, I guess he was trying to, like, kiss up to us or something, or try to get some Cabal buffs in there. But we got you.
So you're repping the competitive community pretty good then, eh?
Yeah, man, like, you know, there's nothing more gratifying than to watch streams and just watch what you guys are doing. It makes all of the late nights for us completely worth it to just see how, like, into it people are getting, and people are spending time practicing, and people are discovering stuff that even we didn't think of, like, you know, during the development of the game. So it only helps the game get better, and for future games as well. It's the best thing in the world. So thank you, fighting game community.
Yeah, if there's one thing we noticed is that Mortal Kombat seems to just gain more and more momentum as its life goes on. It's been out for about a year now. I think in a few weeks it'll be April 19th will be 1 year. You guys were at EVO. We just recently had MLG, we had a very good turnout for MLG. We see you and Paulo are two of the most active competitive developers in terms of, you know, watching the streams and stuff. Who is the best competitive MK fighter in NetherRealm Studios?
Oh man, Paulo is good when he wants to be good. You know, he comes in and he slaps us around every now and then. We kind of he descends from his throne and kind of comes down and puts everyone in their place. But as far as day-to-day stuff goes on, Futon 462, he plays on Xbox Live. He's great. He's one of our QA guys, and he's awesome. Derek Kurtzik, who's one of the designers, is really good. His Melina is good. He actually he beat PL online the other day. He was super excited about that. I don't know if PL was trolling him, but he actually he beat him the other day. Brian LeBaron plays a bunch. He plays his little kind of striker games and his Cabal games every now and then, but I can serve him up. I can serve him up pretty well. Yeah, everybody plays around. I'm not that good. I mean, I can beat a majority of the artists and the programmers, but once it gets into design land, that's just like a whole other level. But at the end of the day, if Paulo really wants to come down and beat us, you know, he'll come in and he'll knock everybody out. His Cyrex is unstoppable.
I was just going to say, are there any favorite characters among the studio? Is there any character that a lot of you just magnetize towards? A lot of people are going to Cabal right now.
No, I don't think there really is in the studio. I think everybody just has their personal favorites. You know, the cool thing about MK is that we've tried to make it as balanced as possible, and of course you guys know that. You know, if you look at MLG or if you look at EVO, when you look at the top 8, you know, there's a big variety of players that are up there. I think EVO, you know, top 8, everybody had a different character, and that just shows the testament of like how much like we were trying to balance everything out. But you know, no one's gonna let John Edwards or Paulo kind of, you know, put in something for Cyrex that just makes them overpowered. Like, you wouldn't want that, because then it turns into something where you're going to tournaments and you're seeing the same, you know, character in the top 4 slots all the time, and we don't want that. So, you know, on any given day, a good player can pick a character and can beat somebody else with another character.
Awesome. With the game being out so long, like Mortal Kombat actually has like a long past, a long dedicated core of, you know, fans that have gone back to 92 even on, and even before that with the arcade. With those people, we've been sharks. To be brutally honest, we have been sharks. We have the capability of being sharks. How is it? Is it satisfying to see Mortal Kombat compete on a level that is really above any other fighter in terms of it's got such a hardcore casual community as well as now a growing competitive community, and I can honestly say we are more hype than any other group at a tournament. How is that to look at from your standpoint?
Oh man, it's totally awesome. You know, like at the end of the day, we're gamers at heart as well. You know, Paulo, Brian, you know, Paulo and Brian were hardcore MK2 and UMK3, like hardcore arcade players. So, you know, James MK was another old school guy that, you know, was part of that scene, and Paulo and Brian knows those guys as well. So, you know, these guys have been around the scene for a long time, and to see it kind of like growing again and getting new players in and seeing just the way people are gravitating towards it and playing it at this super high level is, like I said earlier, just completely gratifying to see it, because it makes all of those super late nights completely worth it. You know, like when we're out there working until 2 or 3 to fix like some bug, you know, we're fixing that because we know that there's a kid out there that's wants to play this game and wants this game to be as good as possible. And the community support that we've been getting has just been, it's been completely awesome. You know, I think Warner Brothers was actually pleasantly surprised at like how much the fighting game community is like grabbing onto it, and you can see that now. You know, here we are a year later, and we're still supporting things like Evo, and you know, we'll be at UFGT, you know, in Chicago in a couple weeks. You know, we just had MLG a couple weeks ago. You know, CD Jr. took that and took home a pretty penny, and you know, and it's worth it. You know, it's worth it for Warner Brothers, and it's worth it for the studio to have people to keep on playing it, because you know, there might be a kid that sees that and says, I want to go buy that game and I want to be good. I want to take home $12,000 and make some money off of this stuff. So it's awesome. I know I keep saying it, but it's completely humbling to see this. You know.
This isn't the first time we've seen a natural step to a handheld follow-up. We had MK Unchained a little while ago. Now we have this coming out on the Vita. A lot of people probably predicted this a while ago, and it seems to be a really solid game. What's it like now that the game's been out for a year to sort of revisit that and reapproach it in a different way now with the new technology, and to incorporate that on the Vita?
It was pretty cool. You know. I was fortunate enough to work on like each one of the kind of different iterations for the new consoles. So Unchained was a really cool project. Armageddon for the Wii was another project where we did it after the full game came out, and we had to figure out ways to integrate the functionality into the game itself. So you were playing Mortal Kombat, but you could actually use kind of the motion controllers to perform the moves. With the Vita, there was such a number of features that we had to just kind of pick on a few of them that we wanted to take advantage of, and the touchscreen was one that we gravitated towards, and the accelerometer was another one that we gravitated towards, because we didn't really want to fuck around and change the fighting game engine too much, because that's what made MK kind of popular. So we wanted to actually find the feature sets that would make sense. So with the touchscreen, you can play kind of MK like you're used to playing, using the D-pad, using the button inputs, but to perform X-rays and fatalities, which were these kind of like big cinematic moments, you can use the touchscreen to kind of fire those off. But if you want to be a traditionalist, you can still do it the normal way that you were ready to. And the accelerometer, we use that for test your balance, which was just kind of a new mode that we put in the game that was a little bit different, that's relegated to the challenge tower. So it was very cool, and it breathed life into the design team, because we've been sitting on this game for a year at this point, and you know, we had an incentive to kind of come up with new ways to give people more Mortal Kombat. So we're very, very happy with the way the Vita came out, and I think the fans are going to be into it as well. I mean, you know, while you're waiting for your next match at the next tournament, you can sit in the corner and practice your combos and just, you know, get a little bit warm and get a little bit hot, because your combos are going to transfer over from the Vita to whatever console you're
That's
playing.
one thing I noticed, is it was incredibly responsive, all the controls. I was able even to pull off some combos that are harder for me to pull off on the console, and I just picked it up just now. So it seems like it's really well put together. Do you see the Mortal Kombat train slowing down anytime soon?
God, I hope not. You know, you never know what the future holds, but I think with the continued support of our studio, at least with the tournaments coming up, you know, MLG is going to be a series that extends throughout the year. With Evo coming up, with MK Vita coming out, you know, this title has a lot of legs, and you know, we're hoping that people just continue to go and keep playing and keep practicing and keep getting better and better. I mean, the longer people play it and the longer people kind of get into it, it's just more incentive for us to build on that, and you know, whatever issues people are finding, like, don't worry, we're not ignoring all the issues that people find in the game. You know, you guys see us. We're on forums all the time. We read what people are saying.
Yeah, you're really dedicated.
And you know, the next time, you know, we have a game, we're gonna fix those things. And you know, we're working on a lot of those issues now. I mean, the community doesn't understand how complicated it is to develop a game. There's a lot of things that go into it. You know, our studio is 150 people, and we have to make sure that everybody's working towards the same goal, and everybody's working on the things that make sense. So, you know, it takes a little bit of time, and there might not be things that get fixed for this version of Mortal Kombat, but for future games, you know, don't worry, we're going to address those issues that people are finding, and keep on finding them, because you guys are our eyes and ears. I mean, you know, our QA department is not as not as populated as the real world. I think if any game development studio had 3.5 million people playing their games, they would be able to come out with a bug-free product as well. So the more guys are finding issues, it helps us out because we can address them for future stuff.
Yeah, in response, we're really impressed and humbled as a community to see how much you guys really do put into this game, and how much effort you do follow up with to fix the bugs that are happening, because there are games that honestly go a very long time and are exploitable for a long time, but you guys seem to have jumped even right after launch. You were right on everything, and you know, from a competitor and a fan, I can't say how much we appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, the heart of the team is the fact that we're all fans of the series as well. You know, everybody on the team, I mean, you don't know how much of an honor it is to work with like Ed Boon and Steve Barron and all these like old school guys where, you know, these were some of the first celebrities in the gaming industry when we were kids. You know, when I was younger, I knew who Ed Boon was, I knew who these guys were, and to be able to work with them now, we want to put our best foot forward and develop a product that they can be proud of as well, and that they can have confidence and faith in us that we're going to take care of the brand. And, you know, Mortal Kombat, this version of it was kind of a love letter to the fans in that sense, because it was all the things that we enjoyed about the series growing up, and just taking it to that next level and integrating the kind of competitive high level aspect of it. So, you know, obviously there were some things that we could have addressed earlier on, but you know, we've been taking the time out to kind of address those things and get in there, and we're going to keep on doing it as long as the fans give us a chance.
Yeah, the effort, it really shows. I'd say the majority of the fans would agree that this is by far the best title that we've had to date, and congratulations on that.
Thanks a lot. You know, it's the best title that we had to date, but don't worry, there'll be even better ones in the future.
Amazing to hear. Is there anything else you want to say to anyone watching?
I just want to say thank you for all of the support. It means the world to us, and you know, it's cool to meet guys like you who we've seen like just online, and you get to actually see them, you know, face to face, and meet people and take pictures. And you know, at the end of the day, we're fans just like you. We just happen to be very lucky to be working for it, but it's all love. Like, we're not trying to take your money. We're doing it because we love the game and we love Mortal Kombat.
Enjoy the rest of the show, Hector. Thanks, man.
Thank you.